Mr. Chris Wagner, who is Deputy Commissioner of the Small Business Self-Employed Division in the Internal Revenue Service. Mr. Wagner has held numerous positions in enforcement functions within the IRS. He also served as the Deputy National Taxpayer Advocate. Welcome, Mr. Wagner, and you may begin your testimony.
Good morning, Chairman Gonzalez and Ranking Member Westmoreland. My name is Chris Wagner, and I am the Deputy Commissioner for the Internal Revenue Service Small Business Self-Employed Division. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today about the IRS's efforts to reduce burden for small businesses. The Small Business Self-Employed Division is made up of 26,000 employees who serve about 57 million taxpayers, roughly about one-third of the tax-paying population. This consists of 9 million small business corporations and partnerships with assets of $10 million or less, 41 million self-employed and supplemental income earners, and 7 million other taxpayers who file employment, excise, estate, gift, and fiduciary tax returns. Because the employees within my division work directly with small business men and women, they understand the critical role small business plays in our nation's economy. Small businesses represent more than 99% of all employers and employ half of all private sector workers. While my division at the IRS does enforce the tax law against small businesses, we also have an obligation to assist them in understanding and complying with the tax law. This taxpayer service aspect of what we do is critical because we know that some level of noncompliance reflects a lack of understanding by small businesses of their true tax obligations. This lack of understanding is often a function of complexity of the tax code and the burden associated with complying. One of these areas that affects small businesses and an area of prime interest to the members of this subcommittee is the home office deduction. In 1976, Congress passed legislation providing very limited circumstances in which an individual or an S corporation taxpayer may take a deduction for an office in the home. Much has changed in the past 3 decades, and due to technological advancements and other significant changes to business environment, many more small businesses are now able to operate effectively out of the home. In fact, according to the Small Business Administration, home-based businesses represent over 50% of all small businesses. This evolution makes the benefit of claiming a business deduction for an office in the home even more valuable to small business taxpayers. However, because of the complexity involved in claiming the deduction, we believe a number of small businesses that are eligible to claim the deduction do not. The IRS has looked extensively at this issue and explored ways to simplify the computations required to claim the office in the home deduction. We concluded that reducing burden on business taxpayers with home office expenses could best be accomplished through a legislative change. One of the challenges we identified was a statutory requirement to recapture depreciation. Homeowners claiming deductions for an office in their personal residence are required to recapture depreciation allowed or allowable when selling their home. In other words, whether depreciation is claimed or not, additional computations are necessary and a tax liability occurs when the home is sold. Despite the fact that we were unable to simplify the home office deduction, we continue to work with small businesses, helping them understand their obligations and how to claim the deduction. Here are a few ways that we work with the public and third-party stakeholders to help small businesses comply with their obligations. We have posted information on our website, irs.gov, providing links to specific publications with information on the home office deduction. We work with partners such as the Small Business Administration, state and local government agencies, and community organizations to provide small business tax workshops and other educational seminars which include information on home office deduction. We have produced educational materials to supplement forms and publications such as the virtual Small Business Tax Workshop, which can be viewed online at irs.gov or ordered as a DVD. An entire chapter of the workshop is devoted to the home office expense. We issued a home office deduction fact sheet that is used in outreach and available on irs.gov in both English and Spanish. Mr. Chairman, my written statement discusses in greater detail many of the things we are doing to reduce the burden on small businesses, as well as steps we are taking in terms of outreach and education. I appreciate the opportunity to be here this morning to elaborate briefly on a few of those initiatives.